Thanks for joining us this week for our lesson. Today we're going to talk about recording. I think we've spoken about recording in the past, but this is a little bit different. We're going to talk about the different ways that you can record. On some of the newer instruments, you can record in a couple different computer programs. I guess we'll call them for the sake of trying to explain them in a way that most people won't be able to understand. Some programs communicate differently than others. And on some instruments, the programs that you record on can only be interpreted by those instruments. Whereas a file that's called an MP3 file can often be translated by virtually anything. Your computer, all the way up to the little thumb drive that you may have in your car. Many cars these days have the little input for the thumb drives. Well, if something's an MP3, it's likely that your car will be able to understand it. On many of the instruments today, you can record in MP3, which means that you can email them to each other. You can make recordings you can listen to in the car. You can play along with other MP3s. This is something that we're going to talk about today. Many of the instruments, the Lowreys, the Yamahas, have this feature. It's a button which, again, I think is very underutilized. I often try to talk about buttons like that. Buttons that you might know what it is, you might know where it is, but you may not know what it does. So today we're going to talk about a button in the recorder section called audio. Let's go see where it is. For those of you with newer Lowreys, you may have noticed that there is a button in your music recorder that says audio. You can see it's just to the left of the record button, and right now that audio button is lit. Now you may not have thought anything about that button, but we're going to introduce it in a way where if you have it, I think it's going to make you pretty excited and going to hopefully give you the opportunity to utilize it much more, particularly in the event that maybe you've never used it before. So one of the things that audio button is giving us the opportunity to do is utilize the instrument in using audio in an MP3 file. Now you may not know a lot about recording, but MP3 is not the standard Lowrey recording programming. The standard programming that Lowrey uses only works on Lowreys, and it's why you couldn't take, for example, a thumb drive on a recording that you made on a Lowrey and put it into the thumb drive port in your car. A lot of cars these days have the thumb drive port. Well, with this audio button that we have here to the right-hand side, you can now make recordings and transition them into MP3 files, which means that you could record yourself playing. Obviously, you're going to have your thumb drive in. You take your thumb drive out afterwards, and if you've recorded it, transitioned it into an MP3 file, you could put it into your car, listen to your song. You could make a whole album, which you could give out to family or friends. You could email a song to someone because now it's in an MP3 file. Well, let me show you another really, really cool thing. What I did here is I set the instrument up. I'm just going to put my easy button on. I'm going to turn my memory off, and I just have a jazz-styled organ on the upper keyboard here. I'm going to play the song Goodnight Sweetheart. Now I'm going to use both hands. The song is in the key of F, and just by myself with no rhythm style, it sounds like this. So here's my chords. Like a little higher. Okay, don't play that one errant note and it should sound pretty good. Now, talking about the audio. We can make recordings in MP3. Well, that's all well and good. But a lot of students say, you know, I don't feel comfortable enough to record myself. I don't like recording myself because I don't like to hear the mistakes like you just heard me make. Well, here's another really, really awesome feature utilizing that audio button. you can take a vocal recording of any song, a song that you own already. And if you can get that vocal recording onto a thumb drive, which is actually, for many people, not that difficult to do. If you own the song, it's on a computer that you have, I'd imagine. You can put your thumb drive into the computer and just transfer the file over to the thumb drive. Transfers it into MP3. You put your MP3 thumb drive into the instrument, make sure your audio button is on, and you hit play. And guess what's going to come out of the speakers? That song that you own. The vocals, the musicians, and everything. Now that's great. You can listen to the song coming through your beautiful sound system that you have, but it also gives you the opportunity to play right along with those musicians. Take a listen to this.
Good night, sweetheart, well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart, well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart, good night. Good night, sweetheart, well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart, well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart, good night. Because I love you so. Good night, sweetheart, well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart, well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart, good night. You know I hate to go. Good night, sweetheart, well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart, well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart, good night.
Here is the same demonstration on the Clavinova. Now what's great is if you can find a copy of a song that you can put on the thumb drive that's just a vocal. That way you're responsible to play all of the background and you can get a beautiful vocal. This is the vocal to Amazing Grace that I am going to accompany. Take a listen.
Amazing grace, how sweet
Thanks again for spending some time with us this week. Don't forget you can always reach out to us if you need something explained a little bit further or maybe a little differently. Our email address is info@keystofunmusic.com. Keystofunmusic.com is also our website. You can go right to the website, you can type into the chat box, and you'll be able to communicate directly with me, hopefully within only a few moments. You can also call our studio. The number at our studio is 401-277-9800. We are authorized Yamaha, Clavinova, and Lowrey organ dealers, and we look forward to helping you in any capacity that we can. Thanks again for following along with us. Don't forget to subscribe to our videos if you'd like more in the future. That will come right to you. Our Facebook page is Keys to Fun Music and Lesson Center. You just dial that right into the top search bar, we should come right up. Thanks again. Look forward to seeing you soon.